So last class we talked a little bit about the separate kicks. Today I want to contrast that with the heel kicks. So in the second section of the Tai Chi form, there are those two types of kicks. Separates, which are like a loaded, when I say loaded, I mean like a weight sprung instep kick. Instep meaning top of the foot, like you were going to kick a ball or kick upwards onto something. Now contrast that with the other kick. Those are heel kicks, which would be something that you would do to break through a door or shove something away from you. So it's contacting with the heel and the bottom of your foot versus the top of the foot, and it's loaded up differently. So I'm going to put the separates aside, and we're going to focus on the heel kicks. A word about the kicks: do not try to force height on these kicks. The way you will get proficient at them is to be balanced and to do them correctly, even if your foot is only a couple of inches off the ground. Like that's how you build up to a higher, stronger kick correctly. Because if you kind of fake it, you'll never get it correct. It'll just be faking it forever. So that being said, because it's super tempting, like, oh, I gotta get my foot way up. No, you don't. You don't. What you want to be doing is Tai Chi. And if you end up doing this, that's not Tai Chi. So think Tai Chi first, heel height second, okay? Just bathe in that. Speaking from my own experience. But I want more. Well, you have to do it this way to get more. So I'm going to demonstrate the heel kick. And this one, the hands do cross over. So it's going to be right hand over left. And I'm going to be weighted. Just watch this one first. I'm weighted on this case, my left leg. I am bent on this left leg pretty significantly. I'm not standing straight up. That will make it way too hard. So I've got a nice sunk feeling. I've got my tuck, I've got my head suspended, and I've got my right hand over my left. I'm going to begin by lifting, raising with these wrists. And then I sort of imagine that maybe there's an invisible string that's connected to this knee. So the hands start to come up, and that brings the knee up. Then these hands are going to go out like satellite dishes, sort of. Not out here to my side, they're out in front. That's going to be my balance. And then from here, at whatever height you kick, then I extend my leg. I bring my leg back. Then I set the leg down and the arms fold back down. Okay? It is not simultaneous. It's not, woo! It's not it. There's things that happen one on top of the other to make the kick balanced. That's why it's okay if your foot only comes this far off the ground if it's balanced and sequenced correctly. So you can try it with me if you want, or you can watch, whatever you want to do. So I'm crouched down on my left leg. I've got my right hand over the left. I'm going to lead with the wrists, and it's going to bring the knee up. I'm going to open the arms out. Then I'm going to kick, leading with the heel. I'm going to bring the leg back. Then I'm going to lower the leg as the arms come back down. Okay? I'm going to show it to you from the side so that you can see how three-dimensional these arms are. They are not out here. If you do this, it is going to make this move so much harder. So much harder. They're out in front. Quite a bit. Okay? And these are even. Like on the separates, they were not even. So they're even and they're out in front. But like we just talked about, sink your shoulders, drop your elbows. If they're up here, that's going to uproot you and make it hard, easier to kind of tip over. So sink shoulders, drop elbows. So let's try it again. You can do either leg. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do this leg. If I switch legs, I'm still right over left. You don't have to worry about switching the hands. Not on this one. So lead with the wrists. Knee comes up. Arms come out for balance. Push with the heel. Leg back in. And down. Let's see. What was I going to say? I forgot. It's gone. To do it smaller, this is completely correct. Nothing wrong with that. If that's where your balance point is, or your strength or your flexibility, that's where you should be. With time, like I said, with any of these complicated snake creeps down, sweep the lotus, any of the really tricky ones. By doing it correctly at a smaller or taller height or stance, that's how you get better with the long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, so I'm just going to do a few of them. Follow along or do them on your own. Switch legs, by all means, shake it out, because both legs got to work out. The standing leg is working hard, and the quad on the leg that's pushing out is working hard as well. So be sure you shake it out and don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, you set yourself up for injuries, because your form starts to lag. And when your form lags, then muscles that aren't supposed to be doing things are doing things, and that's how you hurt yourself. So don't be like me. All right, and so some heel kicks. Lead with the wrists, arms out to get your balance. Now I remember what I was going to say. The kick is not straight out. It's at an angle. So they're at a kind of a 45-degree angle, not straight out in front of you. That was the thing that I forgot to say. There's a big thing, and I can't remember the thing. That was the thing. Just keep practicing. It's kind of where I have it on this leg today. A little better on that leg. Hopefully you can see, again, how three-dimensional and sequential these moves are. It isn't all at once. I sink, and then the arms come, and the arms really, they're connected to that knee, but then they come out so that I can balance here, and then they stay balanced. They stay out here for balance when I bring the foot in, and then it all sort of retracts in reverse. That was always helpful for me to understand that I'm not having to do this all at once. Because if I do that all at once, that's mechanical. That's me. Almost, that's not Tai Chi. That's not rooted, connected movement from my center with my body moving as a unit. That's me telling my arm and my leg and to kind of do a thing at the same time, and I'm not very rooted or strong in that. Okay, try it a few more times on your own. Probably going to bow it a little bit early, because it's kind of one note and it hurts the legs, and you can practice your heel kicks, on your own. I got good at these, or I made a commitment to get good at these, when I was learning them as a colored sash. I'm a massage therapist. I'm not right now, because I can't see clients. I can, but I'm not. And I would challenge myself while I was working on a client to see if I could lift this leg and stick it out and hold it and bring it back without them noticing. Yeah, stakes were pretty high, but that's how I roll. Like, throw down a challenge with pretty high stakes. But that's how I got good at this. So I'd be working on someone's neck, and I would be like, I'd have an elbow in something, and I would challenge myself to do my heel kicks. So you can turn it into a game while you're brushing your teeth or washing dishes. I know I say those two things a lot, because those are when I practice my Tai Chi. But find things that are non sequitur, where you can practice slowly and deliberately standing on one leg and sticking your leg out, and make it a game, make it a challenge, make it fun. I think I've even done it at the check stand at the grocery store. Kind of looking like, are y'all looking at me funny? So, really make it your own and practice it wherever you think it's fun to do that. And the more fun you make it, the more likely you are to do it, rather than like, oh, it's that thing that I do that's really hard and I'm never going to get it. So I'm going to do 2 more heel kicks, and then I'll go ahead and bow out. So remember, lead with the wrists, balance out here, don't kick higher than you can, and then bring it back. The other thing, don't lean back. Stay upright. Okay? Hopefully that helps, where you can kind of understand at least the building blocks of it. Again, Master's Path is about exposing you to things, not getting you to got it. Like, that's not the point. So you have a thing that you can practice that's in an advanced section of the form, so that when we get to it and we spend a day or 2 or 3 going over it, you already have a head start. So that's the point of Master's Path. So be gentle with yourselves if it's challenging, because it is challenging. And like I say, try to make it fun. Practice on your own. Send us your questions and your comments, and we will see you next time. All right, let's go ahead and bow out. Master Craft training is dismissed. I bow to beginner, intermediate, advanced, and or black sash class students that are watching, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day.